everyone, I'm Allie, founder of PotomacBeads. Join me in making this Silver Harvest Bracelet, which is a play on the fields of wheat. Remember, we're going to be using some mini duos instead of super duos and changing the count a little bit. Check out the links if you need any supplies below me to shop with us online at PotomacBeads.com and .eu. So to begin our bracelet, you're going to use some .006 white wildfire beading thread, especially if you're using the silver gold combo. And I have a stop bead on that thread, leaving about 10 inches after the stop bead to go back and put on my clasp. I have a size 12 needle on, but a 10 will also work. And I'm going to pick up my first mini duos with a 15-0 in the gold color between the two Crystal Lab Full mini duos. Let that drop down next to your stop bead, and we're going to begin this 2-hole herringbone style stitch. From that first hole of that super duo, you're going to reverse your thread going through the second hole of that same super duo mini and out towards the middle of those two beads. For a herringbone stitch, those will create a little V and sit kind of inside one another. Once you're in between those two beads, grab another mini duo, your 15-0 and a mini duo, and go through the second hole of the first mini duo that you put on. Give a little tight pull, and then again 3 15-0 seed beads. Every time you're on the side coming out and going up to step up to your next row of your super duo, go ahead and add those 3 15s. Those are just going to decorate the side and hide the thread so you do not see the thread. We're going to do 3 rows of the herringbone with the mini duos, adding in a mini duo 15 mini duo with the gold 15 in the middle, and sew over to the second hole on the other side of that same herringbone row. That adds our third row of our Crystal Lab herringbone. Get my 3 15s into the stitch and go up into the herringbone stitch coming out between the two beads that were just put on in the last row. After you have on 3 rows of the herringbone stitch, you're going to add a 15, a Crystal Lab 3.4mm Miyuki Drop, and another 15 in that Duracoat Galvanized Gold. Go out through the second hole of that mini duo that sits across, and that's going to close up that herringbone stitch, so we don't have any more holes open or any more super duos ready to go. Coming right off of that same stitch, go ahead and add 2 more of your mini duos with a 15-0 between. You're going to sew down into the second hole of the second row of the herringbone, and usually at the same time you're going to sew through that first hole of the same bead that your thread is coming out of. That's going to position those super duo beads right coming off the side. From here, go back through that same super duo bead that the thread is coming out of. Go back through that super duo bead. And I keep saying super duo, they are mini duos. And you're going through then the first hole of both of the 2 beads that you just put on that are coming out of that first section of herringbone. At the same time, you're also going through that 15-0 gold that sits in the middle. The gold 15-0s in the middle are just an accent. You can keep them off. As you're coming out that side, then you repeat the pattern. On go 3 15s, and I'll do this one kind of fast. Step up, 2 more of your duos through the second hole, 3 15s go on. Once those 3 15s are on, step up. Add your last 2 beads for this herringbone, because remember it's always going to be 3 long, unlike the fields of wheat, which are 4, and you're also adding beads in the middle. Coming out on the side then, 3 more get added. Go back into that starter one. Coming out the middle goes a 15 gold, a drop, 15 gold, through that second herringbone. Once you're out there then, time to start again. So again, super duo, mini duo, 15, mini. You're going back into the second hole of the second beads of that herringbone roll. At the same time, usually, take your needle through the first hole of the super duo that your thread, mini duo that your thread is coming out of. Give a nice little tight yank to get it right in there. Come back through all of those beads, going through the second hole of that same mini duo that your thread's coming out of, as well as restitching through the mini duo 15 mini duo. Then you are on auto repeat. So constantly adding in 3 beads and coming off through will give you that zigzag section with a teardrop just nicely hanging off to the side. So once you have your bracelet completely done lengthwise, you want to get ready to add your clasp. I've already added one side of the clasp, and you'll see that I have one side of the clasp added where my little kind of shard there of my silver is going down. This one I'm going to add it at the start where it is on one of the pieces that is up. So I've already attached this side here, and I'm getting ready to attach the other side. Putting my taking my stop bead off, I put a needle on the end of that starter thread, put on a 15 in the silver, a 15 in the gold, and I'm going to go through my other side of my clasp. Run that thread and needle back through the gold 15, tighten it up so there's not a lot of extra thread showing. Add one more 15 onto your needle and go back through that same mini duo through the second hole, as well as down through the first hole of the second row of that herringbone. Go back up through the 15 that's there, as well as the whole way over through to this last row of herringbone, going the whole way around. What this is going to do is hide any thread and make sure you don't have any thread showing as you're putting on your clasp. Go back through those 15s there on the outer edge of that last row of herringbone, which was actually your first row of your herringbone. Come back through all of these beads again over towards the clasp, and once you're out through the clasp, you're going to reinforce by going back through the 15 in the silver, back through the 15 in the gold, through the clasp, bringing your needle out to the back of the clasp, back through that gold 15, down through the crystal lab 15 on the other side. That's 2 times that you're going through and adding these. You can do 3 times if you like. You could use a wire guard. Sometimes the Claspgarten clasps will have small little loops and it'll be hard to put the wire guard through. That's why I'm just doing right away with the thread. And once I have that through now, I'm just going to go back through, weave it back through, do some half-hitch sewer's knots, and then burn off the extra thread towards one of the interior pieces of the thread. Once you're done with that, then you have your bracelet completely finished. It's just a beautiful kind of gold silver. You can see how that one kind of ends up. This one ends down and just has a really, really beautiful, beautiful crafted look to it. So I wanted to show the bracelet on because I know a lot of you like to see the look of it on and how that beautiful clasp just sits. You could bring that to the front and have that be the focus as well with that nice jeweler's look of the bracelet. Keep in mind too, if you did happen to watch Twitch where I was kind of figuring this out, there's lots of options to drop down on the sides of this piece, whether or not you want to put anything in the middle or leave it out, as well as putting just 8 seed beads, some little tiny 2mm crystals, 3 seed beads, or even a little flower dropping down on a vine. So check it out, look at all of these different options, think of what you're going to add to the drop and maybe instead or in addition, and have fun making this bracelet your own. As always with all of our videos, you can always comment below the video, as well as a little thumbs up. When you comment, it helps to give others ideas, suggestions, and answers questions that others may have. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel to get regular updates from us on new products, new beads, new tutorials, as well as what's latest and greatest in the beading world. As always, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your own bracelet from us here at Potomac Beads.